In this video, I want to share a story of how I started working with enterprise clients with no previous experience working on web apps and dashboards. And by the end of the story, you're going to learn why side projects are super important and how they can actually bring your career to the next level, even though you might not think too much of them. So it was funny because when I first started out in my career, I always worked on websites or mobile app projects, but for the vast majority of the time it were websites. And what that did for me is that it attracted more web design clients because all I had in my portfolio really was websites and some mobile apps, maybe some graphic design, but not really a lot of it. It was web design projects for maybe 95% of the part. So that was really something that hindered my possibilities of working on the type of projects which I wanted to work on, and that were mainly dashboards, web apps, and those kind of more complex screens. So what I decided to do one day is to create a UI kit that was all about dashboards. And the great thing about creating a UI kit, which is almost a personal project actually, is that you have a lot of freedom when it comes to the design aesthetics, the layout, and all of the UX structure really. So you can do whatever you want. And I really put a lot of effort into that dashboard design UI kit because I simply enjoy the process of creating dashboards and the complicated screens just for the sake of it. And the crazy thing is that one single UI kit managed to create a snowball effect which brought me where I am today. And let me explain. So when I first published that UI kit, there weren't a lot of dashboard UI kits on the marketplace, so the chances of you being featured and really, I wouldn't say blow up, but you would get more exposure than today since there's so many dashboard UI kits, but the same principle is still going to apply actually. And basically what happened is that I put that UI kit out in the marketplace. It started selling decently. It wasn't making like any big money or anything like that. But what it did is it showcased my abilities of creating dashboards, which is something that potential client didn't really see in my portfolio because I had zero dashboards. And that one UI kit actually got me another client which hired me for dashboards because he saw the potential in me of creating high quality dashboards. And I really put a lot of effort again in that client project and in the dashboard because I was even more focused on having another portfolio item which looked really good. Even more than the money, which was okay, but it really wasn't really like a lot, especially looking in hindsight. And the result of that second project was that I managed to find another client, which was a little bit bigger. And then it snowballed from there, and I managed to find enterprise clients, and now have a solid portfolio. I have worked with a lot of large clients or medium to large clients. It really depends on the way you look at it. But for the most part, that's how it all happened. So I'm telling you this story because I really want you to focus on side projects if you're not attracting the type of clients that you want and you don't have the portfolio items, especially in your portfolio, that you think might attract those type of clients. Because a lot of the times as designers, we have this almost imposter syndrome. So when you're creating a side project, or at least me, when I first created the side projects, I didn't, I knew that those weren't live in production for a real company. So in my eyes, I didn't value them as much. But the funny thing is that sometimes those are actually going to be the best projects to showcase because you didn't have the client telling you to modify the color and the layout in a way that it doesn't look good anymore. It might be very functional and achieve all the business goals. That's the most important thing. But in your portfolio, there's an element of just visual aesthetics, which is going to naturally attract a client, as well as the UX. And I'm not saying that you should only create projects which are eye candies, but it's something which helps when a prospect analyzes the portfolio. But when you're actually dealing with a client, the UX foundation is the most important thing, and that's what's essentially going to reach the business goals, as I discussed in the other videos. So this is a very important thing to consider if you're looking to get clients which don't really have access at the moment. Consider creating a side project with the type of work that you ideally would like to do. And that is going to enable you to showcase your skills and potentially get those clients that you dream of. So I really hope this video was helpful, and get those side projects going.